Today I wanted to speak about this news article where this teacher in Kolhapur, her name is Tejaswi Desai. She's being witch hunted for something she said very correctly and to build an understanding. But some students took out some of her statements out of context, made it into a video, and then circulated it. And then next thing we know is she is arrested, investigated, and now is suspended. You know, one I'm going to talk about in sections on this piece of news and my continuous disappointment in how the Indian society is on a decline. You know, I was once staying in one of the paying guest. Paying guest is a place where a lot of people stay in a room. Oh, sorry, a lot of people stay in a place and the room is shared between two or three people. So I was staying in a paying guest and I had a girl who shared a room with me. And next to us was a room, and then there were some more rooms, and there were a lot of rooms where these girls were staying. And I had just moved into this place, and this city was very new to me. And I was generally very exhausted and tired, where I did not want to step out or do anything. And since I had just landed, I wanted to sleep it out for a few days. So, as I slept through the first day and then stayed at home the second day and the third day at the PG, this girl, one particular girl, walked up to my room, knocked the door, and she said, "You're always at home," referring to the PG. I said, "Look, I have just come 2 3 days back and I'm in a resting mode. And if I want to be going out, it's not right away." I said, "I will still be sleeping out for few more days and then maybe I will go." She says, "Okay." And then we just chit chatted. And she was going to join her organization, which I will tell the name later. So, after another 2 3 days of resting, I started to, go to some cafe because that time I was writing storybooks. And so that storybook is published. Maybe I can put a link of that storybook in the description box. So I was writing storybook at that time. That was my first storybook. Second, for yeah, first storybook that I was writing, and it is actually not fiction. It was a real life, my own experiences and learning that I was writing. And after I had rested and relaxed, I started to try, go out every day to some cafe just to check out the city and then, do my writing part. Because just to write, I needed a little bit of a vibe and just some, outdoors. So I did this every day. And then some 10 days of, my stay, this girl, while talking to me, just casually said, "Yeah, you are always there in the." I said, "Hold on. I'm not here the whole day." I said, "I do go out to write my book." She said, "No, but I saw you here the other time. You were here the whole day." I said that is when I had come to rest, and I said I told you that I'm resting and relaxing before I start to, go out and start writing my book. She says, okay. So this conversation happened 10 days of me, being out every day, maybe from 11 to 5, and she's saying that she sees me in the PG the whole day. And I corrected her and said, no, I'm not in the PG the whole day. I said I was there only for few days when I had just landed, and not after that. And she says, okay. And after that, whatever days passed by, and I continued to be going to different cafes, places, just to write, just to get that thing going. And then maybe after some 20-25 days, she again says the same thing to me while talking. She says, I see you here the whole day since you are here in the PG the whole day. I said, hold on, what is wrong with you? I said, I'm not here the whole day. I said, I was there only for the initial 3-4 days or 5 days. And after that, I'm always out in some cafe writing my storybook on it, whatever the book that I'm writing. I said, I'm gone at 11, back at 5. Why do you keep saying I'm here the whole day? And she says, okay. This is, I correct her after the second time. First time I corrected her after some 10 day of stay, when I'm not in the paying guest, and she completely keeps saying that I'm there the whole day. And then after 20-25 days from that first time which I corrected her, she again says I'm in the PG the whole day. I said, no, I'm not, because I wasn't. And then like this, some 1 month or 1.5 month passed, and one day after 1.5 month, I was not feeling well, and I decided to just sleep it out, or just be at home. So I'm just sleeping out, I'm in the PG, and there's a knock on my door. I open the door, and that girl says, you are here today? I said, excuse me? She said, you are in the PG. You're always here. I said, I'm not always here. I said, I'm never here. I said, this is after 1.5 month. First time I stayed back, and you knock on my door and say that I'm here every day. I said, I'm not. She said, but I see you here every day. I said, how do you see me every day when I'm not here every day? And she just nodded in a way that, but I see you here every day. Now only if it matters to you, she's working with HSBC bank. It's a MNC bank. She's done some kind of a diploma, post-graduation diploma in something finance, and now she's earning some 30, 35, 40,000 a month. And this is her mind. She was in the PG the whole day in that time because she was waiting to be called upon to join the company. What do you do with the society or a certain set of people who just keep telling lies to you for some strange reason? Why would she keep saying I'm in the PG or in the PG the whole day, every day, when I'm not? These are highly paid people, and she was just joining HSBC at this salary, 35-40,000. In some years, she will become senior management and earn in lakhs. Imagine the shitbag that she is. And she's not the only one. I've seen so many people with behavioral issues, and they're emotionally unhealthy. Even when they know something, they are seeing it. They keep saying otherwise. Now coming back to this incident where the lady's name is Tejaswini desai, and she just corrected those boys by saying, look, it's not okay to label a community as a community of rapists. A rapist is a person and it could very well be within us. And she took the certain surnames. And they were very offended that how dare she. And out of context, they pulled out those statements and made a video and circulated, and then some action is getting taken on her. See, first and foremost, I remember when we went to school or when people go to school, we have a lot of respect for our teacher. And you just don't become a teacher. The becoming a teacher also takes a lot of effort. First is, why would you record what she's saying? So generally those boys are misbehaved. You're not allowed to record anything in a classroom. Second is the amount of brainwashing and nonsense that is getting spoken at their house and in the friend circle is way more deeper than what they're learning in the school. There are too many people talking to those boys, their family, their relatives, their friends. That is why whatever the teacher is saying doesn't make sense to them and they have no respect for it. See, I keep talking about overpopulation and it is destroying the Indian society's fabric with so many people because Indians have stopped introspecting and they're just talking and telling people what is wrong with them than introspecting and improving. This is the part one where I'm saying that no matter how much truth you show to some people, they will never acknowledge the truth but will keep telling lies. Or will only speak what is in their mind. So there is shit in that female's mind. And she forever kept telling me, you're in the PG the whole day. I said, I'm not. I never was. I said, I was only there for initial 5 days. When did you see me? Imagine if I was living in US or some foreign country and something were to happen and if someone asked me, what is your alibi? Like it happens in those crime stories. And I would say I was outside. I wasn't even there in the PG. And this bullshitter of a female who was going to join HSBC would have said, no, I see her every day in the PG. Who would the cops believe? So there is somebody who's a shitbag with a garbage mind and is emotionally not okay. And they're roaming around in the society as perfectly okay people. They're not okay. That girl was not okay. Those boys are not okay when a teacher, who is a figure of respect, is saying something and instead of correcting themselves, they make a video and circulate it. Because the shit in their head is so deep and big, they're unable to correct themselves like that female. Now I come to the part 2. Why is Indian society increasingly becoming difficult to correct? Indians play a mental game. Lot of them, not everybody. And that mental game is they will say the right thing, write the right thing, but do as they please. If you ask these same boys, we are approving your visa for Schengen visa or some US visa or UK visa or Australia visa, whatever visa. Let's say you call them and tell them we are approving your US visa. Can you come and answer few questions? And then if you ask the question, Take the community which has only rapists: Muslims, Hindus, Sikh, Buddhist, Christians, and the last option being a rapist is not community specific but is a person who's gone bad. Everybody will answer the last option, that a rapist doesn't come from a particular community and is a person who's gone bad and could very well be from any community. These boys will give that answer. You know why? Because India as a society has learned how to give correct answers on the paper, say the right answers in the interview, but will do as they please in their personal conduct. That is why we're becoming a shit society to live in. And somebody like Tejaswini Desai, for absolutely no rhyme and reason, being a teacher who's a figure of respect and who has the ability to correct and mold a young mind, is getting witch hunted. If you want to know who I am and how do my views matter, you should check the description box.